Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the historic house here. We are honored to have as guests our two lamas that will lead us in a ceremony of recognition of the importance of water in our lives and in our world. And what better place than this historic spot to consider the importance of water in our world, in our history. This is the pump house. It pumped water from the Monongahela River. Only because the river was here could there be industrial processes and a steel mill. And water was vital. The exploitation of the water was vital for the growth and the development of our area. This is also a site of many sorrows. The typical workday for workers, especially after the strike in 1892, was 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, and on the second day, they worked a double shift because they were rotating shifts from one shift to another. Consider what sorrows that meant in families. If your father was working in the mill, you would never see him. The wives, the children, the schooling, the fathers were absent because they were working. Maybe they could spend a couple hours a week in the bar just decompressing from working so much. But also the sorrow of the struggle that happened at this very building 125 years ago, where immediately on that day of July the 6th, 7 workers or townspeople were shot and killed in the battle. 3 of the hired detectives, the Pinkertons, were shot and killed in the battle here. The Pinkertons were marched through a gauntlet of angry townspeople. Emotions were strong because there was extreme frustration at what future the town and the workers faced. So it's entirely appropriate that we consider the role of water and our river here, and we're very pleased that we have the opportunity to do so with a ceremony that is celebrated by millions of people throughout the world. So I'd like to give this to our organizer of the event, JT, and you could introduce our guests and talk a little more.
Welcome. We're glad everyone could join us. It's a very special gathering for myself and Tempala and Lama Yashi. We are here to heal from the past and turn some of the suffering into future blessings and the future beginning now in this present moment. For me, this building holds a lot of special times, as does the Omaling Center for Compassion and Spiritual Growth, where we performed an introductory healing ceremony this morning, growing out of the Thomas Merton Center experience for me and large community of Greater Pittsburgh and Southwestern Pennsylvania. Our Lama that are guests with us this afternoon both studied together at Menri Monastery in Nepal, India, and I know they're going to share part of that experience with you as we get started. What I would like to give as a message or introduction, share with you my form of meditation, even as John spoke. A lot of those themes and feelings and emotions really resonated with me of what that would be like. So if anything sort of sat with you, sit with that in this inner space and bring it in, because that's the best way to heal. And we can allow that flow of water to just wash over and heal. And the blessings that we get from healing those moments and those experiences that we personally live, or that we can live in unity with the environment that's still here, with the rich experience that has happened here for, we've turned, centuries now, that is what compounds us into the future. So if the small introductions that we've given haven't evoked the feelings or emotions, look around, there's beautiful artwork in the building. Allow some of that to create the experience for you of what it might have been like. Sit there for a moment. Bring into that space what it is that you would like to see, you would like to hear, you would like to have our community 50 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 15, 20, building up to 50 years from now and beyond, speaking about the beautiful things that we were able to accomplish because we have this foundation and these folks did come together to save this space so we can invite other folks in to heal along with us. So that's what I would really like to capture in the moment and allow us to just build and expand. So without further ado, we have Tempala, our resident Lama here in Pittsburgh with Oma Ling Center for Spiritual Growth and Compassion. And we have Lama Tashi, who is joining us, and I will leave his introduction up to Tempa. Thank you. And Dr. Grossman is also joining us, who is a colleague of Dr. DeMarcos as well.
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to thank Battle of Homestead Foundations and President John and also Jason Campbell, my dear friends, giving me the opportunity to be here and witness and being with you. I feel good. Yeah, thank you. Also, I have my dear friend, which we grew up. He was senior in the school, but I was a little boy. He came to the monastery in 1970 when he was 21, and then I went there in 1982 when I was 6. So since for like next 12 or 13 years, we could able to share the same space for the study and the practice, meditations, and do different ritual. So yeah, and then also this. Then when Jason came to me, we talked about this last year, and then somehow, but this year definitely we will do it. So he booked my schedule, and he requested that if there's any way, if anybody like another lamas or the monks, if that time are visiting or nearby, even New York or in the West Coast or East Coast, and he would like to invite it and he would have a little bit of fun to pay like travel expenses or a little bit honorarium. That's he was so generous, and yeah, I say I'll try. That was, but then luckily, Lama Tashi was visiting U.S. and he is Virginia. So last night somebody actually dropped him here. So I'm really, really grateful and. Thank you. And we also, as Jason said, that we did a prayer this morning, like a healing rituals, which also included people from the Homestead Battle. Yeah, and thank you, John, for giving me the story. I know a little bit because I just lived across the river, so in the green field. So I come a lot of time to the walk and then stop here. And this is my second time to entering this building. I came like 2 years ago. There was something happening here. So thank you. And then also I like to share something about what we will be doing today. It's like a short, we did everything, preparations and all the prayer and consecration of the healing water, everything back at the temple in the morning, and so that we don't take so much time here. And so the water is already prepared. So now there are different ways, like we call the purification, we purified with the meditation, of course, and we do the cleansing with the fumigations. And you might have seen, in the churches or like synagogue, and you see that the very fragmented, like a few, like the, what do you call the incense that they use? So that's what you call purification with the incense. And then also we do with the cleansing decantation, like benediction with the water too. And then also with the food. And we say like there are different energy that are, like we also human being. You know, the thing that makes me happy might not you happy. You know, the thing that bother you, can make you miserable, can make me happy. So we have different personality, we have different conditioning, we have different likeness. In the similar way, the energy also, some can be cleansed, purified, or liberated or free with the gift of like foods or like instead. Like some we say the beings, they only, or spirit, they only dwell on the smell, sense of odor. And they only get liberated by wonderful smell, they make them happy. So, and then the water is also is one way to cleansing, but along with the water, and then we will be giving a twofold thread that we cut it at the end, and then what I'll just give you instruction, we'll cut it, and then you just rub it everywhere. Okay, you tuck into the hole, that thread, and then you just rub it wherever. Now, rub it mean like it's for like a cleansing, or the healing is that if you have any physical issues like a knee pain or the hearing problem and the eyesight weakness, or like anywhere, if you have like the indigestion problem, and then you better, rub at the belly. If you have a little bit weak kidneys, rub it at the kidney area, or the liver, or the spleen, or the stomach. So wherever you think you have a problem or you have a little bit doubt about. And also, if you think about your friends or family, you can also include it. When you rub it, imagine that it is cleansing or it is clearing with your own aspiration, your prayer, and your meditative absorption, and the meditative absorptions of the master and the teacher and the monks, and also the power of the prayer, that chanting that we're going to do along with it. Then after that, of course, there's a small effigies, and then if anything, then you put it, and then you put it into that circle, that little small effigy, and you can put it there. Imagine it is taken, it is gone. And if there is any memory of the past, I know that's happened 120 years ago, what happened here, and maybe some of you are connected to those family or relatives or like a distant family. So if you have some kind of resentment or still thinking about them, and make us feel uncomfortable, sad, or disturbed. So that the best way is to let it go and make it peace. And then so that whatever happens, that don't repeat. So that the future generation can have a better the feeling and the thought about general in the life or everything. So, and then we're going to give you the water. After that, then water, the cleansing, and then we will distribute it, and then you can just wear. Again, it's the same thing. If there's any problem, physical problem, you can rub it there. But generally, you can just rub it here, head, or like you can drink it. It just have you see the color, but it's just like a very good saffron, the Spanish saffron, from Spain. So I put a very couple of drops. So it's not from even tap water. It's just brought it from the supermarket, so it's a clean water. And then, or you can just put into the mouth and just rinse it and spit it back into the where the effigy is. And then second time, then you can drink it, and then it's up to you, right? So, but imagine while we do a prayer, and it'll take a few minutes. So because a lot of prayer is a long ritual, so we finish it so that you don't have to wait, So we did most of the time already in the morning and this afternoon, but the very last piece we kept it, but that need to be done here. So we're going to do that, and then so imagine so while we're chanting or doing prayer, and of course it will be done in the Tibetan language. Unfortunately, it is not translated in English. So please bear witness and have compassion with us if you don't understand anything. But important thing is you just do a simple meditation and prayer. whatever you need, whatever is bothering, whether it's a physical, whether it's a mental, or whether it's emotional issues that connected to this, or if not connected to this, but also in general in your life to life, or your friends or family have some going through difficulties, and imagine, and they are being a prayer, they are prayed, and they are being cleansed, and their karma or can be exhausted. So that is all I want you to contemplate while we do the prayer. Let me see if there's anything I'm missing. Yeah, healing water ceremony. And thank you so much. So yeah, my Lama doesn't speak English. Okay, so if you want to share some thought and.
Could you speak for a moment about the unique experience of Lama's education, being one of the first individuals from
okay, my monastery is in northern India. Anybody went to India? Okay, John, yeah. So it's in the northern India, but a tradition was actually came from Tibet. Anybody know Tibet? Okay, so right now it is under China. China took Tibet in 1959, March 10, 1959. So, and then they, a Lord of Lama or the high priest, you can say, right? So they need to left, and the Dalai Lama also left. But so my teacher also, he was very young that time, he also left, and everybody. And then the first, that we count on the first abbot, abbot, right? Monastery abbot. So the 32nd abbot that time, the in line. So, since 1405, the many monasteries were built, restored from the another monastery in Saka, and then since then up until the 32nd abbot, and it was very prosperous. It became the main center of the study of the Bon traditions there, and all the monks, just like in Catholic, what we call seminaries, right, where you get trained, and then from there they send different training, right? So in a similar way, that became mainly become the major study center. But however, after the 1959 uprising, and then so many has to leave, and because of the future of the tradition, and then the how to say, high priest, they forced them to actually leave, and then they left, came to India without nothing, so they couldn't bring anything, and they, a lot of the monks, they work on the road, right, road constructions, and the temperature is different. Tibet is in 14,000 feet, or 15,000 feet, 17,000 feet, 18,000 feet where the monastery was built. But then when you came down to the a sea level, and then it's very hot, the food are very different, and a lot of them got the tuberculosis, and then many couldn't survive. And then also the first 32nd abbot, he was very young, a 32 or 34-year-old, and then he couldn't last that long, so he passed away. And then it was then my teacher, His Holiness now is the 33rd, and fortunately I just visited him a couple of weeks ago. He's in New York just for some physical checkup. He's getting 89th birthday yesterday, so getting into 90 now next year. So, and then we both had the same teacher, and then it started in India. So actually, some of the Catholic Relief Fund, the Rockefeller Center, and they also helped a little bit with their help, and we could able to gain the land and the property, and then started building a monastery and study center. And right now, it's very prosperous. There are many monks, 200 to 300 monks, and 60 or 70 or 80 nuns we have. So both the monks and nuns, where you get equivalent to theology or the philosophy or doctorate, PhD, equivalent to we call Geshe degree, and that is the 8-year study program, but you have to go there and study for minimum 12, 13, 20 years to get that actual degree, because there are so many monks in the line, So and then like Geshe-la, and he is the first batch, like he, because it just started, got the land in the I think 1965 or 68. By then, like they built a small temple, and in 1978 then they start the main program. So he got there at 70, and then for 8 years he studied different thing, and then finally he could go into the program, and then 86 row. So 1986, and 1986, and then he got his first PhD, and then he was the first batch, like 6 of them ever happened from the new, we call like a later transmission. We call like it started in India. So yeah, it's such an honor to be with here. I really feel great in the first Geshe batch, and thank you. What else? That's it? So yeah, thank you. Kids 16 shugin be.
16 la.
Kalau ngi girgo kallan la.
Yeah. Nandare. Ya da ni amun ni so nam tembar mo che ni so ba ni tumin so che wa che ni sam
he want to thank you and feel grateful to the presidents of this foundation and all the organizer and all of you being here, and he's grateful. Yeah, of course he liked to talk, he liked to speak and share, but unfortunately because of his language he couldn't able to do it. So he's from Nepal, very remote country, in a village in the Nepal. Is very, very remote, where is no electricity, where is no car, where is no road, there's nothing. But coming to US, this is second time to Pittsburgh. Every time I come, he still feel like it's like a dream or something, you know. It's like I don't know, paradise or some kind of different thing. And then if he tell you a story and the life style or livelihood there, you might not even believe or imagine. You know, you will laugh, or maybe, yeah, you will agree, or maybe you will not agree. So we have a very, very impoverished and very, very backward, you know. Almost looks like you are in like a medieval or even further.
And
maybe there is a blockbuster movie. It's called like Himalaya, made by a French director, is it? And if you get a chance, it might have be somewhere in the next week, or like I don't know where you can rent, you know, online or something. I think if you get a chance, watch it. And it was shot and entirely in his village, and then it's about the lifestyle. But it's called the salt trade. It calls like a Himalaya caravan, or like it's called Himalaya. The film, movie name is Himalaya.
And the gas metals. 먼저 포도 gas metal 같이 암소 고야. 같이 암소 공회 말이지.
Now see here you have a propane to cook, or you have the fancy electric stove to cook. And there, if you say, oh, we cook, people, he go back, there people cook with propane. It's hard to even explain. They don't even know what it is. And what they use, do you know what they use to cook? They use the dung, animal dung. They dry it and they use, even they don't even have a wood because they live above the tree lines. So no firewood, you know. So they all use is sheep dung, not sheep dung, right? What do you call? Sheep dung, sheep shed, and the yak or the cow dung, and they dry it and they use it for the cooking. So food also smell a bit donkey. Yes.
아니 신당 녹을 리마당 약간
Delay.
저도 매당에서 매당도 강바만 보여 말세 남은 tuktin 제고요 고고 전 매당 되겠어.
And then, of course, like the house are like, see, there's a very big house, like nobody live or empty, some places. And also in the Pittsburgh or in Virginia, there's a big building of like maybe there is like a 4-bedroom or 3-bedroom house, but there's only one person living in there, which is. But at their place, there's a one room, there's like a 10, 12, 18 people, just small room. They sit in circle, they don't have a designated bed, so, okay. Where's your bedroom? No, like anywhere, whosoever get first, they just take a small corner and they lie down there, so.
얘는 선박집이에요. 그래서 공격 가서 선박하면다 통요야 뭐. 나와서 선박 쳐.
But however, what his experience is, but people are happy, although they don't have nothing, but they are happy. It's good to fortunate to enjoy so many things, but however, sometimes we give our power, we empower the material things so much that without them we feel incomplete. We become so obsessed. Without that, we need to get it, we need to have this. In order to have this happy, I have to have this. In order to have me happy, I have to have this. But even you have everything, still we're not satisfied. So in that case, sometimes we lose connection with our, treasury of containment within.
그래서 옛날에 공각돼서 가는 거였어. 열가로 어서 공각돼 강박.
But one thing he really liked it here is in winter, because in winter you're warm. But there, because it's really cold, there's no heating, no electricity, nothing. Yeah, I'll tell you one story too. I came to United States in 2000. I came to United States in 2000, and then first I went to Santa Fe, New Mexico. And of course, when we, sometime, in Nepal, when you say that America, it shows Los Angeles and New York City, all this high-rise and skylines, all the neon lights, everything, busy street. But when I got to New Mexico, and then the monastery that I went was a little bit toward the ski basin area, so a dirt road, right? So next day when I got up, all the house, you can see all these big vigas, right? Vigas, and then tree, all this. This looks like Tibet. It's not America. So I was again dreaming. Maybe it's a dream or something like that. But no, my friend knocked the door and came out. But then I looked down. It's so pretty. And then, of course, it was August, September, October, November, December. October, November, December, it started getting cold. Yeah? And then one day we are driving something to say, and then the head priest who invited me, and she said, Tempa, do you have a heater in your room? I don't know. So then she asked the assistant to go check Tempa's has a heater in that. No, there's no heater. So, okay, let's go. And then he went to this, I don't know, Sam Clubs or somewhere, or Walmart, or I don't know, something. He went and bought me the heater. And then he told me, Tempa, this is the instruction. Do not leave anything, paper, towel, cloth, on this heater. I said, okay, yes, sir, I won't do it. I won't even touch it. Everything is fine. And then I slept. Yeah, I feel wonderful, good. But one day, it snows so bad, looks like outside. And then I feel a little bit cool. Yeah, a little bit colder. And then walk down early in the morning, and then I sneak peek into the office. And then one of our workers, she's working on the desk and said, hey, Tempa, you look tired. Did you sleep okay? I said, yeah, I slept okay. It was a little bit colder last night than other days. Do you have a heater? Yes, I have a brand new heater in the room. And then, yeah, okay. Maybe I should go check. And he came and checked, heater wasn't on. Can you imagine? Just thinking of there is a heater in my room, I survived for 7 days. Can you imagine that? It wasn't on. I thought I was so happy. I feel warm. For 7 days, 7 or 8 days. And then like a temple and everything is a radiant floor, which I'd never experienced before. And then when I back, like in January, I went back to Nepal, and then I went into my home. I couldn't sit there for 5 minutes. I feel like this particular way of sitting on the floor, and I feel like there's some sharp, cold ice blade is cutting through. You know, it's so cold. But I had never experienced that before coming to US. Can you see how much we can change that fast? Just being 2 months in that radiant floor, and then it changed whole of my perception and system. And when I went back, before, I used to like a fun. That's what it is, you know. So, and he also felt same thing. He think it's good here, it's heating and everything. So, tukjiche, dini,
nāma sākī
de tukjiche lalo.
ānē kīr sāma dē nēpa dē ngānsu tūwa dē bē yāgu shōng sōs ānē tūjī shēs.
So I'm very happy to meet all of you and happy. Thank you so much. So we'll do prayer, right? Yeah. Okay. Can you give me that word of my prayer book? Yeah. Visual. Look, where's the bell? Come here. Bell. Oh. Is his bell somewhere? What? Oh.
Yeah.
This is you. 이 bell 나오나?
nē gu jī sīngi
어. 그래? 갈래?
tūjī sīngi sīngi
나 지금 일라스에 투기 볼까 일라스.
네
나나나 간에 남바에 등과 남바는 걸도 제다바이 송제게 내다다 던제되는 되조명게 정보신도 성신도 바자로 소나마가네 디다르나 담아야 혼베 마야 잠비가셔야 사마야 혼베 손자 브다 조다 나나나나 모노모서다 조다 긴다닌다 선다 저다 딘다 홀로 진다 진다 빈다 자와 바자 구게 사마야 혼베 나만딜라 시시도 자와데 히다데 나나나 Sale Zagoba, Sale Ajo, Sale Bodo, Sale Ganda, Mada, Dindala, Dima, Ara, Kuya, Sane, Didi, Halaso, Mahara, Dama, Hara, Toyon, Hara, Ajo, Hara, Odo, Hara, Shudo, Shudo, Awa, Sawa, Sambhawa, Bishuna, Sawa, Sati, Hara, Bija, Kombo, Shudo, Aja, Shudo, Kushu, Shudo, Sudo, Shudo, Vero, Shula, Vero, Dido, Balaya, Yama, Nagi, Soha, Rasha, Nanga, Rasha, Shudo, Ange, Rasa, Ila, Sale, Sange, Rasha, Gudi, Mama, Sa, Su, Namaka, Kala, Kar, Anada, Zuna, Vede, Pelwanda, Balana, Kalmi, Be Ganji Doa Malik Dingane Zedanje Nede Bajivada Kena Bajendo Jene Vana De Bevana Alana Gege Beze
Don Jumbo Sangarina Danjiki Gumbo Zugen Zawadi Yandan Jumbo Bangiki Nani Mani Majan Dudin Dingi Rumbaja Dudin Dilamin Bayin Dudin Jinjini Dudin Jiyesi Jiki Lada Lamin Bada Danjun Bandi Zinji Jaza Zimbora Lanzo Chambon Zona Mali Bagan Shekan La Nubandi Pada Chendan Budon Andi Yedo Jingen Bergi Yendon Gela Gumba Yelo Zebigi Danazo Dova Nashi Dova Da Nere Sunga Dojaya Kijani Lai Shiva Gyurvana Mizan Bajada Tsare Lana Mara Vada Kuna Vavazo Medan Dile Gyurbaye Mizan Le Gyurbajaya Sanga Deye Da Gyurje Zada Zenyamba Orba Nyadan Donga Jo Mizan Nyande Bogyana Timeno Shishe Kodori Jimone Zinzo Ana Jaya Borbaru Zami Chuda Minjani Songa Dini Jujade Nuzanda Dujini Neda Nubashi Wadon Ginda Bashi Dobagyo Minja Mizan Jada Jana Vimada Gyurje Sera Sobi Dimani Dibagwile Nambarja Sungi Gabo Dini Gilina Nisho Zozega Yana Zune Zagila Yanda Nanja Denini Gabo Dadu Tuzu Anamaga Nada Shudola Bilo Shudo Azala Kishendo Zole
Litsu Kyongra. Can you bring that? What is it? Tray. Where we going? 카드 걸 걸. 네, 됐어. So this one, right? This what do you call a ring finger? Ring finger, just make a circle. Yeah. Where's the knife?
There's one up your speech.
You can make This you rub it. I say I gave it instruction, right? To any part of the body, need healing or like pain or something.
Roll it up, right?
Yeah, roll it up. Okay, so everybody rub it and put it there. Okay, kung atang don't go to
힘은 네, 네, 이내 이시집부터 지금. 너도. 네.
So you can take a water into the hand, use your hand. Okay. Thank you.
I will leave the healing water here. If anybody wants to take home, you can put in the refrigerator for the next couple of weeks. In the morning, early in the morning, you can use them. You can bring or you can grab it. So you can
Thank you, everyone. If we did have a suggestion that we go outside and maybe just spend, a few moments just taking the vibrations into the outdoor environment, appreciate the river, appreciate the beautiful day that we have, and the kind company that surrounds us, and allow those vibrations to be what carries us forward through the rest of the year and beyond. Thank you. Thank you.